Hi, this is Roger Newcomb. Welcome to We Love Soaps TV, and I'm here with the talented Matt Walton.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Roger.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your career.
Cool.
But first, you grew up in New Jersey?
Yes, I did.
North
Central, where I grew up, out toward Flemington and Trenton, near the Delaware River, almost to the Pennsylvania border, which when I was growing up was more or less farmland, cow country. So we used to cow tip and play mailbox baseball and that kind of thing. Go roller skating. There wasn't much to do. But
I grew up in rural Tennessee, and I guarantee you that was like city life.
There's probably less to do in rural Tennessee, although, you know, being so close between Philadelphia and New York, you know, and living in the country, I was always looking towards the cities as more exciting lifestyle.
Right. But, you know, I was looking at your website, matt-walton.com, and you were involved in community theater and the arts early on.
I was. We were lucky enough. Someone moved to town when I was maybe in second grade, and the mom wanted to start a community theater there. And this mother was friends with my mother, and my mother put my brother and I into this program. My brother went on to become the county freeholder of Huntington, where we grew up. He went into the political side of entertainment, and I went into the actual side of entertainment. It was just something we were both, you know, drawn to. You know?
Right.
So yeah, that was a big help. And
it seems like you knew you wanted to be an actor pretty early on, though.
I actually didn't. I thought I was going to open a bicycle shop or be a comic book artist, and it wasn't until pretty much my senior year of high school, as fun as it always was to be doing plays and stuff, I wasn't sure that it was a viable career choice. Certainly no one in the generation before me was suggesting that it could be.
Right.
So it was more something that I just fell into and enjoyed. By the time I was leaving school, I wanted to pursue enjoyment rather than a desk job or any other kind of job where it didn't have any creativity or you had to answer to someone. I still have to answer to people, believe me. I have to answer to the culture, to the producers, to the studios, to all that. But ultimately, they're buying my product. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
but you went to Boston Conservatory.
Went to Boston Conservatory. Their program, Mark Lawson is also a graduate.
So they'll let anyone in.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, my God. Mark, I think, goes back there and gives some on-camera advice as well. He should. But what was so great about the Boston Conservatory and why I was drawn to that program over any other drama program in the country really was you were allowed to audition for the shows as a freshman. And not only, I also happened to get a scholarship there, so that was a big help. But part of the deal with the scholarship is you had to audition for every production. So I had ended up doing dozens and dozens of plays and musicals, and even short films at the museum school, and just was submerged in acting for 4 years. And it was the best training I could hope for. Yeah.
That's great. Eventually, you made it back to New York City. You were in the 30th anniversary production of Hair.
That's right, and I think the current one is the 40th anniversary production, or almost 39th anniversary.
Right, I saw that a few months ago.
Yeah, they had done it off Broadway, and I had actually, for my senior thesis at the conservatory, directed a multi-school production of it. We had the local Hare Krishnas opening the show in the parking lot, and talent from all the other schools. It was a big happening, and I got to New York, and I still had my long hair from that production, from my hippie days. And they were doing the 30th anniversary just up the road from where I lived, and I got the part of Burger. And did that show for a couple of years, really, here and there, and all over the place. Got a chance to go to Amsterdam to do it, but turned that down to stay, and I ended up doing it in Boston again.
Well, I think I would have went.
Yeah, these productions were good. These productions were edgy, and I'm not disparaging the current one. It's a little more commercial, perhaps, but these, it was a great place and a great show to introduce myself to the industry, Right. And then some time went by, and here we are.
Right. But looking at your resume and your IMDb, you have so many credits. You've done tons of theater. You've done a lot of films, including Coen Brothers.
That was
film,
career highlight.
Burn After Reading.
I mean, I anticipated being a working actor, but I never imagined working with my favorite directors of all time. So the 3 or 4 days I spent working on that movie with them were some of the best days of my entire life, I have to say. It was just an incredibly artistically fulfilling experience. I mean, it was a small little thing, but it was a memorable little thing, I think, in the movie. And their world is so specific and so interesting, I think. It was such an honor to have been part of it.
And now you're on We Love Soaps TV. This is the new highlight of your career.
Absolutely. Hey, man.
So you've done other films, 200 American, which I saw clips on YouTube. Go check that out, people.
Big cult favorite.
Yeah.
That was actually my first, I think, full-length feature film. And I think we shot it right after September 11th. I mean, I remember maybe that was his second movie. Anyway, it was the same director I'd worked with, and we had done a couple movies together. It was a great place. We were all learning together, and people have been watching that movie for years. It's, it
definitely has a cult following.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I actually made a movie a couple years ago. I wrote and produced a full-length film. And looking at you now in your One Life to Live attire, he's on lunch break. You would have been absolutely perfect for one of the parts of the movie.
Why didn't you call me?
I wish I would have known.
Next time.
Absolutely. You've also done TV, done some soaps. You played a bad guy in All My Children.
Yes, I did.
And now, at One Life to Live, you're back in the old All My Children studio.
Which is great. So it's all the old staff, the security staff and the maintenance crew. And I think some of the hair and makeup people have come or have stayed in that studio, and now we're there. I liked working over, down the street here because it was just closer to everything. But the new studios are a heck of a lot nicer. I mean, they were built as studios rather than renovated church, so it's designed for what we're doing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're kind of fairly near the old one.
A little closer to the old one.
Yeah. There's lots of places to eat, lots of things going on. Where that one is more.
You're 10 minutes from anything.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean,
there's a nice cafeteria, right?
I just discovered the nice cafeteria. Yeah. I wasn't privy to the cafeteria on All My Children, but.
You have to be there a while, then they let you know.
Right. Yeah. It's in the catacombs of the place, underneath the View somewhere. Barbara Walters' office is up above.
Do you run into the View, ladies?
I do, in the hallway, because our studios are literally across the hall from each other, and about morning time when it's starting, they'll come up. Whoopi was admiring one of my tuxedos one time, and I ran into Hasselbeck the other day. Stunningly gorgeous in person, beautiful person.
Cassie was actually just co-hosting.
I know, she came into work, she said, "You wouldn't believe what happened to me today, I was just on this morning."
Yeah, it seemed like it was a surprise to her.
Yeah, she said she'd done it a few times, but it was very last minute.
She sat between Kathy Griffin and Elizabeth Hasselbeck. There was a little conflict going on there. So
actually, Cassie would be the perfect person to put between those two personalities. She's a very fair, even-handed person, so that probably worked out well.
So speaking of Cassie, on One Life to Live, when you started, did you audition with her, or did you know where your character might go?
Funny story, I had done like a one-day thing on it, which was supposed to be a multi-week thing. There was a Chicago storyline, and it was right around the Virginia Tech shooting incident. And there was something similar in the storyline, so they just abandoned the story. But
that was with Jonathan Groff.
I believe so.
Who
just
appeared on Glee for a while.
That's right.
Spring Awakening.
That's right. I knew that guy. So I got written right off the show after one episode, but I had an exchange with Cassie at the time, and I was just magnetically drawn to her. I don't know. She was a magnet, and so I was like, "Oh, it would be great to work with her if this storyline goes a certain way." I was mostly just dealing with Taya and Danielle and Ross Rayburn. But then one day, the executive producer comes in and says, "You two have a love scene in 2 weeks. Get ready." I'm like, "What? How? Okay." I was thrilled, and it's been great. It's been great. She's the best.
Wow.
She's the best.
You also sing, right?
I've been known to sing.
You're a baritone on your website.
On your resume.
On your special skills there.
I used to do musicals. I actually thought that would be the way into television and film. At least it used to be, doing Broadway, then led to TV and film. But right around the time I got to New York, everything had reversed, and all the film and TV actors were coming to New York to do Broadway. So it's been a weird dynamic.
Yeah, it seems like if you look at the Tony Award nominations, it's like
Well, for Best Actor, it read like the Oscars. It was all Hollywood stars. For
Some people are a little cynical about that, thinking you just automatically get your name put in if you're a Hollywood star and you come to Broadway.
Yes, but there were a few exceptions this year. Well, maybe I'm thinking of the Emmys. You know, like James Franco didn't get nominated for an Emmy. That would have been a problem. But I think in the Tonys, theater is such it's a tough medium to get people to come see. It's just not as. It's very expensive for one. It's a destination event. On the other hand, and the celebrities bring people into the theater, so I can't poo-poo that practice too much, because at least it's keeping it alive and open. And,
right.
You know.
So, anything you can preview about your One Life to Live character?
What can I tell you?
Elijah.
Blair and I get closer and closer together. I'll leave it with
You've gotten pretty close already.
Believe it or not, we do get even closer, and there may be some of Elijah's family history surfacing very soon, which is great because I'd love to know where I came from. You know.
You were on the film Montclair. You were associate producer. You talked about directing some theater. Do you want to do more behind the scenes work?
I would direct anything, anytime, because it's the one job in any of the entertainment arenas where you are the main artist. It's your vision coming to life. I mean, the writers obviously have something to contribute, but director has the most creative control, or ought to, in the grand scheme of things. So it's more in preparation of whenever my acting career peters off, which seems inevitable. You know, people have their moments and then, go do reality television. I don't want to ever do reality television, so I want my second career to be something behind the camera. I love movies, and when I saw Star Wars as a kid, it changed everything. I didn't want to be Han Solo. I wanted to be George Lucas, the guy who brought this world to the masses. I want to be the shepherd of the imagination rather than one of the players in it, ultimately. I mean, it's just more artistic film. But right now, I'm having a great time being an actor. I love it.
Wow. Yeah, you better prepare. You're losing your looks already.
Oh, jeez, please. It's the heat in here, I swear.
Yeah, it is like 1,000,000 degrees in New York City today, and probably 2 million in this room. So, you play so many different roles, and in different eras even, like with hair. Is there a type of role you haven't played that you would like to play, or a type of character?
Well, you mentioned period pieces. Those would be really fun to do, and they're starting to come back. You had Deadwood and Boardwalk Empire, and Mad Men. I actually auditioned for the Don Draper part. And,
you did a spoof of Mad Men.
And so, yes, I became the second-rate John Hamm.
Don Draperberg.
Oh, well, there's 2 parodies. We did Meshuggah Men, which was a Purim celebration send-off. And I did one for a website called College Humor called Mad Libs Men, where it's the world of Mad Men, but you replace the nouns and adjectives with ridiculous words.
That's actually a great role for you. That you were the perfect person to pick.
Thanks. Yeah, I was. I would much rather have been on the actual show, but John Hamm is the best. That show's great. Wow. But yeah, anything period. I mean, just I look at the kinds of roles that Daniel Day-Lewis has been able to play, and I mean, no one can touch Daniel Day-Lewis. He's one of the best of the century. But he's played someone from every era, of popular history. So it's an enviable position.
Well, if you stay on One Life to Live long enough, you'll probably play people from different eras as well. They've time traveled. They've done a lot of great. They've gone to heaven. And
that's what's so great about being on the soaps is you'll never get the chance to do some of the things you get to do on soaps. As silly as it may seem, as an actor, you like to play the game, which is how do I get through this conflict under these given circumstances. I mean, the given circumstances are this extreme. It provides potential for you to build this wonderful character arc that in any other film can only, even if it has 3 sequels, can at the most be 6 hours long.
Right.
In a soap, you get to build your character for, Cassie's been on for 18 years,
Wow.
and she plays Blair. Blair and Cassie are not the same person. She'll often say, Blair wouldn't do this, or Blair would do this, and she's always right. So it's cool. It's very, very unique.
You've appeared on all the New York soaps at one point, and now we're down to just One Life to Live here. How do you feel about that in terms of young actors and acting jobs and even crew jobs in New York City going away?
Well, crews, are feeling it first. Actors in New York have always, there's never been enough work for actors in New York. It's a second-rate market just in terms of volume, but attracts first-rate talent because of the theater scene and its legacy of some of the acting greats, American acting greats, mostly having come through the New York scene first. That's starting to shift a little bit. But yeah, you're forced as a New York actor to diversify. You have to be able to do theater and comedy and soaps and Law and Orders and all these other genres.
You've done all the Law and Orders.
Did all the Law and Orders too. I've been around for a little while. These things took time, believe me. It wasn't like instant, here's your Law and Order. It took me years and years and years to get even all my children. But I had the time to figure it out. I was lucky enough to get into voiceovers at an earlier age, which allowed me the financial freedom to settle down and get married and have a family and get a house, and also take classes and learn the skill sets needed that I could diversify and get all these different things. Now, as far as the soaps going, and even now Law and Order going, it's terribly sad. It's terribly sad. It's just, once upon a time, you got on the soap, okay, well, I'm not going to win an Oscar, but at least I have job security for the rest of my life. If this soap, if I get killed off, I can go to this soap or whatever. Now that has disappeared as well, that sort of job security. So, it's a scary time. It's a scary time. I'm one of the luckiest guys I even know that I'm doing well in this economy. It's just, I feel so fortunate. And to be on the last soap in New York is a very special feeling, especially with, Julianne Moore coming back to As the World Turns and James Franco doing his stint on General Hospital. It legitimizes the genre a bit, and I think it needs it. It deserves some little respect. Hat tip.
Right. I actually just spoke to him a few days ago, and he seems to have genuine respect for daytime, so that's great.
He should. We were watching him face the same challenge as we were, trying to make these lines, this exposition, this perpetual exposition, seem urgent and active. It's a huge challenge. It's easy to say, no, I don't want to. Then, no, I don't want to because your brother raped my father 2 years ago in the den of that. You know what I'm saying? See the difference. So it's a great challenge. I will say that I used to watch One Life to Live as a kid next to my mom, and when my dad would come home for lunch, we would all gather around and watch One Life. She loved Asa and Bo Buchanan. My first day on set, my first line is, "I'm here to see Bo Buchanan."
Wow.
So working with Robert Woods, it's just an honor for me. I had my mother live to see that day. It would have been.
I'm sure he feels good knowing you watched him as a kid.
I never mentioned it to him. I never mentioned it to him because I did not want to remind him how long he's been on the show, and not that he would care. He knows the drill. He's basically worshipped at that studio, but he's so gracious and so friendly and such a great actor. He's done very well.
Yeah, I've talked to several actors who watched the soaps that they're on as a kid, and they come in and it's very surreal. They recognize the sets and the actors.
Yeah, it's magic.
Would you go out to LA? Are you interested in living in LA, or have you?
I've always entertained the idea of going there. Fortunately, I've never had to go there. I've been able to have a career in New York. It's not that I have any hate for Los Angeles. It's just I'm an East Coast guy. And now I have a child in a New Jersey school system and another kid on the way, and we've pretty much settled down where we are. So hopefully, if any of the work manifests on that coast, I can do a very long distance commute, keep my family here.
There's less humidity. On a day like today, it's definitely an incentive.
It does have its advantages, absolutely.
I live there. I definitely prefer the East Coast as well. So final question, and
Sure.
we ask this of everyone.
Absolutely.
If you could go back to, mid-90s, late 90s, when you came to New York, started hair, you're getting more and more professional experience, and give yourself one piece of advice, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself to make sure you know you belong where you are, and if you do know that, stay there until you get what you want. Because it will happen, and it took me 10 years or however long it took, but I got one of the things I wanted, to work with to get us open, or I've got a show coming out next year on Comedy Central. It's the sports version of the Daily Show, basically called The Onion Sports Network by the writers of the Onion newspaper.
You're an anchor, man.
I'm the anchor, and one of the two anchor guys. If you were at a bar and the volume were down, you'd look up and you'd be certain you were watching Sports Center. But if you turn the volume up, you know we're making fun of sports and sports fanatics, and in a way that they'll appreciate.
I am a sports fanatic, by the way.
You'll love this show. You're gonna love the show. Check out onionsportsnetwork.com. We have some of our web shorts up there already.
Okay, you do have the perfect anchor voice.
Well, I will. I hope everyone watches next January. It should be on Comedy Central.
All right, Matt Walton, thank you very much.
Roger, thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
Great to see you.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.